I think we're live, right?
We are. I push the buttons. We do the things. We are the Podguyz podcast, bringing it to you live as we do every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. Kevin, guess what?
What?
We are on time.
My God.
I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary here.
Of course, we have the ever-loving Picasso, the tumultuous tormentor of tomatoes.
I'm sure that mattered.
It does.
It
Les
does.
Barquet.
And Sparky's got his big board there. It says hi for our new viewers out there and older viewers. You know what Sparky's about. He draws what he sees. He's been all around the world. Yeah. And we will try to describe what he has drawn to our non-viewing audience as well. Tony, we got a fourth square going on there.
We do. We are very much joined by Tony Moranca.
Woo,
Thank
Tony
you very much
Moranca.
for coming on our show.
No problem.
Tell the world who you are, what you do, why you're here, of course.
Sure. So my name is Tony Moranca. Like you said, I 8 years ago with a bunch of friends decided to start a grassroots effort to help kids for Christmas. We thought it would be a one-time thing. Talked to my mom, a few of her friends that volunteered at the Salvation Army, and the toy drive was running low. So we play a football game. I'll put that in quotes. Not much of a game at this point. So we threw a tarp out. We put it on social media. We were hoping to get maybe 50, 100 toys. I think we checked in with close to 500 toys. So based on that success, we came up with the Greater Pittston Santa Squad, and now going into our 9th Christmas. Last year, thank you. Last year we helped about 1,650 kids, toys, bikes, bags. Not just one toy. We like to get them within reasons. We can't buy Buicks or anything, but toys,
Of
clothing,
course,
bikes.
of course.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you,
within reason,
and
everything
of
they
course,
ask
giving
for.
back to the community,
Mhm.
enriching your lives, as far as trying to help the kids out. And,
Yeah.
and that's really what it's all about. It's all about the kids and trying to help out and trying to do what you can do,
Yep.
especially in these times. It's a little bit tough for everybody,
Yep.
but
Yeah. I truly feel like we get as much out of it as the kids do. We're still kids at heart. We see toys coming through the door and we're still pumped to see Play-Doh and Slinkies. It's like, yeah, so we have a lot of fun down it. We're down at the Seton Catholic Gymnasium on William Street. That's our Santa Squad headquarters. We pretty much eat pizza, drink wine, and collect toys, and we make some kids happy.
That sounds like an episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Only Pittston style, like, where's the
Yeah, yeah,
gabagool?
yeah. There's all kinds of stuff coming through that door. Yep.
I like the or it'd be like so you guys kind of have to be like the Pawn Stars of toys right there. Guy walks in, you do a quality check on these toys. Tony, what are the standards for the toys, and what are the toys where you want to say right now, keep them at home, don't bring them to the Santa Squad. Holy crap, that is not a toy.
That's really funny. So obviously nothing with the sharp edge. um, it's really a strict thing we have to do. Not really by our standards. We'll take just about anything that doesn't have a heartbeat. We have to scan everything for the IRS. When a kid gives us a list, it becomes really important to nail that list for them. So if they list 5 things, so in other words, we'll make these wish lists into angel trees and hand them out to the public, whether it's families, folks like you, or even corporations, businesses. And once that list is out, we hope they nail 5 out of 5 or do the best they can. If they fall short, then the funds we raise, the money we raise during the year, will go toward filling in those blanks. Say a kid wants a Philadelphia Eagles jersey. Why, I don't know. But say a kid will want a Philadelphia Eagles jersey. Well, there's some of our collected money we're using for that. Kid wants a bike. Sometimes bikes are donated. Oftentimes we buy the bikes. We've been lucky enough to get some grants from the casino, from the Balchune Memorial Fund, but fundraising is important to us. As far as the toys that come through, I mean, we get a lot of board games, and every year we're surprised how many kids still ask for simple board games like Sorry and Trouble and Monopoly. So there's really not a bad toy. When you think about it, some of these families are in dire straits.
Like the
now
generic,
here at the Podguyz podcast, of course, we would love to help you donate for the kids, especially for the drive. So if you do have a list, we would love to share it with our fans as well.
Sure.
Try to get as many donations as possible. We'll even donate ourselves as well. So if you
Okay.
have anything, we'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, we would love to see you guys maybe come down and maybe do a broadcast or something right from the gym and check us out. And,
Oh, it'd be amazing.
if you're interested in doing that, we can hang out and take a look at the warehouse.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. The generic version of the Game Sorry, if you can't get the regular Game Sorry by Milton Bradley, the name brands are always a little bit more expensive. You can go for the generic version called Apologize.
Apologize. All right. Yeah.
You know who always has the best board games, Kevin?
Who is that?
Sparky does.
Oh my God. He has plenty of board games around. Sparky, what board games do you have?
Now give him a little bit of time to draw this.
Okay.
Sparky's very much a family guy. He likes to spend a lot of time with his family because they're amazing. He just has a great family core that is very, very close. Now, of course, there's no game that is off the table for Sparky at all. I think, except for probably one or two, non-Star Wars related ones.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I always like to think of Sparky as like the old Waltons of with like Lincoln Logs.
Those Funkos behind Sparky would make a lot of kids happy. I'm just throwing that out there.
They would.
Well, Tony, that's where he got most of the Funkos, from kids just ripping them out of their hands and running as fast as possible.
I did see his picture at Walmart. I did see that. Yep.
He is the Sparky. He is the Sparky that stole Christmas.
Oh no. Sparky's on the naughty list.
Yeah, he just dresses up like Dan Aykroyd with the Santa thing, drunk as a skunk, just eating lobster.
Sparky's
crab on
not
a bus,
on the wall for bad
thing.
checks.
Yeah. Now, Tony, I like how you're keeping the name Santa in with the holiday. Have you gotten any? I'll throw it out there. Have you gotten any shit for keeping Santa there, or Christmas or anything like that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We said, and I'm hoping all this what I'm going to say is appropriate. At the very beginning, when I was fortunate to win the Greater Pittston Person of the Year in 2018, we never really, when we took these requests for the kids, we don't ask political affiliation, skin color, ethnicity. We're all about just helping kids have a great Christmas. We've never had someone say, why Santa, why anything. Not the most part, for the entirety, the parents on distribution day, there's a lot of tears. It gets emotional. There has not been, knock on wood, there's not been one negative to the Santa Squad yet since we've had it. Really, it's been all positive. It's been, and when I tell you, we get as much out of it as the kids do and the parents do. It's true. It's been a real labor of love for our volunteers. We haven't had anybody walk away with a bad taste in their mouth that I know of.
Tony, do you guys have a website or a page to go to check out those donations as well, or?
We do. We have two things we do. We have an Amazon wish list, and we just actually had that up and running a few days ago. Because we could pretty much
Christmas
predict.
in July, you got to start.
Yeah. We could pretty much predict what's going to be hot already, toy wise. We're on the ball with that. We also have the Facebook page, Greater Pittston Santa Squad. So if people go there, they'll see what the gym looked like last year. And if you are down on Christmas spirit, you just need to come by, because it is toys and bags and bikes, every square inch of a full size gymnasium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sparky's got something there in the big board, and Sparky, flip that big board around and see what's going on. What have you been working on there? This is, hey, look, we got a lot of toys from P. Diddy's estate. Sparky, hold on. Hey, hey, it must be an electric football game.
Yeah.
Sparky, you got to put like a blue ocean underneath it so that it doesn't slip away.
I guess some things should not be toys anymore. Now, after 9 years, Tony, you kind of look like you're slowly turning into Santa Claus. Like, you got the white beard going on there. I see it. Yeah.
I grew the beard. I grew the beard during COVID. Just couldn't get out to really get a haircut and all that, and just decided to keep it. I had a Wolverine look going a few years ago, but it's really just morphing, like you said, into Santa Claus.
Yeah. Do you ever do the part thing? Do you dress up like that when you hand out the gifts or no?
We really don't deal with the kids. We deal with parents mostly.
Cool.
We did go to the YMCA. We had one of our board members play the part, and he did a great job. No, I have no plans on donning the suit, but we do have a suit, and we do have certain people at certain times of the year, like the parade coming up, that will do that. But mostly we're dealing with dropping off. So what we'll do is when the families from Wyoming area and Pittston area sign up for our assistance, we'll give them a day already, like they'll pick up. So it's basically on, say, December 7th or 8th, they'll come by, they'll give us a tag. We have volunteers and the board will run out. It's almost like Toys Fast Food. We just keep the line moving. We probably get about 800 kids that way, 200 families. After we know that's satisfied, we'll reach out to Luzerne County Children and Youth. We'll hit area daycares. There'll always be schools where if kids are in danger of missing Christmas. And then some of those people will pick up. We didn't want to go as far as Hazleton because we didn't think we had the manpower or the toys, but we did. So we took a preschool from Hazleton, and they'll take the drive up. And just the cutest toys, guys. Like, it just melts your heart to see. Like, you have little tricycles ready and blocks for kids and baby play mats, and it really drives home that these families depend on us. And we have a lot of fun, but we take what we do deadly serious because, again, growing up myself, like Kevin and I talked about the Pittston Pool. I grew up on Market Street right across. We were middle class, probably lower middle class, but we all were. So one Christmas would be great. The next Christmas, a furnace would break, a car would break, and, you're busted down. Your Christmas gets cut in half. So a lot of us who do this, we've been through the highs and the lows. So it's important for us to help as many kids as we can.
Oh yeah, one thing goes wrong from buying new school clothes to now Halloween, and then into Thanksgiving, and now you need to buy a whole bunch of gifts. Because if it's a social inclusive sort of thing,
sure.
If you're the only kid that didn't get gifts, your parents start putting a hat on you and say, we don't celebrate, here's a funny hat. This is a whole thing. But are you you're taking the pressure off of Toys for Tots then, right?
Yeah, Toys for Tots, we always say we're like one of the few organizations that have beat the Marines. We like to say because we've kind of taken over the city for Toys for Tots, which good for them too. They don't have to worry. We have it covered. We'll reach out to Toys for Tots sometimes and ask if they need toys. We always like to donate. We'll go up to the bus at Walmart, buy a couple $100 worth of toys and do our part. But yeah, I'm not saying this in any kind of a weird way, but it's really not needed in Pittston. We feel like we have it covered. Yep. So they can, focus on other areas around here.
Now, of course, we're joined by Tony Moranca from the Santa Squad. What is the weirdest toy that probably has passed through?
I wouldn't say it was a toy. We were up at Dr. Casey, who was great to us every year and gives us a toy place to collect toys, and his staff donates. Somebody came by with like knockoff designer shoes and colognes. And I was like, I'm not really sure what to do with any of this. So I never made it to the floor. We had one kid ask for a hamster, so we just gave a gift certificate to Pet Zone. We didn't want to be dealing with any live animals. But I would say the designer Bruno Molly's.
I'd say box it up, freaking let it go.
Yeah. We had some strange like men's cologne, but they were knockoffs, and I said, "There's no way they're making it to a bag."
You don't want to, Tony, to your point, you don't want to give them a future taxidermied hamster,
There you go. Yeah, right. There you go.
That would kind of, ruin Christmas. Well, it would make it. You don't want to play the evil genie, right, Tony? You don't want to say like, well, you never said the hamster had to be alive.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Exactly.
It's like the Build a Monster starter set.
But most of the toys we get are great. Once in a while, we'll get something used. People don't understand the assignment, so we put them off to the side and call it the Island of Misfit Toys. Anything that comes in used, and we'll still donate that to like some kind of a women's shelter where if kids come in and they just want a game room to play, so nothing gets wasted other than the cologne.
There are people in Wilkes-Barre I call the Island of Misfit Toys. Right. They are.
Are you sure that's not Nanacoke?
Nobody wants a heroin, Harry. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Holy shit! Stop talking. Now, Tony, I was telling Tony. See, I'm getting this mix this mix going on here. I was kind of bragging about you in the most genuine way possible by saying that your charitable work and donation to community hasn't started just with the Santa Squad. You also
Yeah.
used to work at the Pittston City Pool, watching out for the kids that were jumping
Yep.
in the pool and
Yeah.
all that good jazz. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, the Pittston Pool started when I was a very young kid across the street. Like I said, I lived across the street. Joe and George Cosgrove were running the pool, and we just loved them. They were great. We all looked up to them. In fact, I just had lunch with George, and we were reminiscing. So then in high school, old enough to lifeguard at the pool. Then for a little while, you become too cool for the pool. You know, I'm not going there, you know. But then I had a chance actually to work at the pool with a few people I admired, Jimmy DeIce and Sal Montagna, both who recently passed away. And that was a labor of love. I mean, my job at that time was installing flooring and carpeting. I would take the summer off and make like $7 an hour just to be at the pool. It was a way to give back. We weren't working for free, but we might as well have been. But it was just a really cool, you know, it was the Pittston Pool. I mean, anybody who's watched The Sandlot, I tell people all the time, it was really close to The Sandlot. That was our utopia. We all had a Windy Peppercorn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah. And then once Pittston decided, or whoever the decider was on the idea, to not open it up again. I mean, you have it's a perfect opportunity to open up a pool. The McDade Park up, or I guess in Scranton, is it McDade up there, Tony, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few.
They're not opening up their park, their pool either. And it's a sad reflection on where we are right now, because in defense of what the public pools are facing right now is the insurance companies are looking at what the worst people will do to their own children, you know. And you know, like they for example, I was telling Tony last week, like, oh, you know, Tony, they're not gonna open up the McDade Park because the people that probably aren't from Scranton originally will come there, drown their kid, try to get a lawsuit, and then say, well, why not? You know, it was the pool attacked them. And you're just like, you know, it's that type of mentality that's really messed up society as a whole. You know, we need more people.
Mean, sadly, there's a lot of things that kind of reflect as far as the city of Scranton and the dire straits that are in the city of Scranton as far as funding and you know, trying to find lifeguards and insurance and repairs and all that other fun stuff, when they've already spent all of their money throughout the year on other useless stuff. Why not try to uplift the community a little bit by trying to give them something else? And I kind of refer to like the Roman times where they had the Colosseum, and they said, I don't care about your weary and poor and dying and, you know, diseased people. Let's give them entertainment.
But they said it just like that, only in Italian, that's for sure.
100%.
I'm holding out hope for maybe like a splash pad where the pool grounds used to be. There were just so many good memories and so many good times there. To go by now, and my flooring store is right down below the pool, next to the festival lot, and I see it every day. And especially on a day in July when it's 90, it's like, man, that place was alive. You know, that was the place to be. It was hopping. And see the way it is now. I get times change, and I get insurance, and I get all that, but a park or a splash pad tied in with the library, the festival lot, I think it's an opportunity that's so far been unexplored to do something there.
Oh, Tony, me and my wife, we go to St. John the Evangelist Church, right? And I was an altar boy for 5 or 6 years. Just theology's always been very interesting. You know, I don't bite one way or the other on certain stuff, but just to go down there from what it was to what it is now. It is a completely different. Remember back in the day, you had St. John the Baptist right across the street. they'd tout the kids over. All the kids would fill up the choir in the backside, and they'd all be, we'd all be singing up there, sort of thing. And it was a packed church, especially for like Easter. We went there for Easter, and God bless the whoever drew the short straw to do most of the talking, but they got this guy down there, nicest guy in the world, right? Indian dude. You can't understand him, and you just can't. The accent is too thick. But whose call was that? Where it's like, all right, guys, it's prime time Easter. Straws are out. Like, dude, no, get the guy that could talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
And here people are kind of like missing, with some things where they're like saying the amen back or whatever. And he's like, I didn't say, no, not yet. No. I'm like, nobody knows what, they're trying to fake it. And I'm looking and
did you see the Jesus of the Christ?
My wife, she speaks 5 different languages. She's very smart. So a person comes up to her, starts speaking Spanish, and she spoke Spanish back to him. I said, what did you say to him? She says, oh, I told him that we are in America and it's very rude not to speak English. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you little 5-foot firecracker right there. I'm like, Jesus, no wonder the guy walked away like ashamed of himself, sort of thing. But Sparky's got something there on the board. Yeah, he's got something on the big board. Sparky, flip that beautiful big board around for us. Hey, Corn Pop, you better get out and feel my leg hair. I do not want to because I am a bad dude. That's a quote from a Joe Biden story. Perfectly put there. I don't know why he's wearing red shorts, Sparky, but no political affiliation with the shorts there.
Because it was a lifeguard. He was a lifeguard.
Joe Biden was a lifeguard there, and he described a story.
That's a reminiscent of the Pittston pool, by the way.
That should have been the moment where everybody's like, "So he's not good, is he? Something's a little off."
That was his time in Scranton at the Scranton Naog pool.
Oh yeah, we got the beautiful Biden Expressway, which feels just like the Scranton Expressway, only named differently for no apparent reason. And, I don't care how people are politically affiliated, but I think it is a very appropriate name for a road that leads to a town full of shit. Just.
I did some research the other day because I was like, man, how much money did the city of Scranton actually pay out officially for the switchover of the sign? And believe it or not, it was done by private donors and federal funding in order to switch everything over. So it didn't cost taxpayers anything.
To change your address as a business, though, I think that might cost a little bit.
That might cost a little bit.
True.
Yeah.
$100 here, $100 there. It's it's kind of fun like that.
But I mean, in the long run, it did cost taxpayers something.
What did it cost them, Tony?
Their dignity.
Wah,
wah, wah.
Yeah. Unavoidable to talk about there, Tony. We have to talk about it. It is unavoidable. It is the biggest list that never existed, I guess.
Ooh, what is that?
It is the Epstein list.
No.
Is it? They
should have never heard of such a thing.
Tony, they should have given the list to Tony Moranca here with the Santa Squad. They would have kept it more than just on top of a desk for anybody, to just pick up and walk away with.
I heard it's not a list.
What do you mean it's not a list? What'd you hear it was?
I heard it's not a list and more of a manifesto.
Okay, all right. So that's what they're banking on, verbiage, right? Just wordage, We got I like it, how
no such thing to name names and people and places and times of when their comings and goings are.
This
not
is
such a thing, Kevin.
How I knew they were never going to release the list is because if you say you have it on your desk, wrong idea. Bring it from your desk. Read it live.
Right.
Read every name live. I want to fucking know. People should know who were on the list, who wasn't, because it's the same justification for why sex offenders have to knock on your door. and tell you their crime sort of thing. That way you're like, okay, cool. So you can leave now.
Now, in their defense, Kevin, in their defense,
Yeah.
not going there was not a crime. The things that they did there were a crime.
Correct. It was a beautiful, like, I feel bad for Elizabeth Smart, who was kept in a basement for 8 years of her life. And then after she was released, after being sexually abused for years and years and years, now she gets to watch.
By the way, supposedly.
Yeah, she gets to watch people talk about how bad the beach was, you know.
Oh, yeah.
If you're comparing one to the next, or, you know, they say, well, you know, all sexual assaults are not created the same. Correct. Sometimes there's a beach. But in this situation, Prince Andrew, by the way, Prince Andrew just sounds like a lame name for a prince, right? You got a George, a William, something dignified to a degree. What do you think about that, Tony?
I think that's as ludicrous as the 23 million Americans that believe that brown cows give chocolate milk.
They do, but Tony Moranca, your thoughts on the Epstein list? I know that you are very articulate when it comes to keeping up with the news of the day. Your take on it?
I think that would be a lot of coal in those fishnet stockings, to be honest.
That is true. Right? True.
Yep. Yeah. That's it's disappointing. It's disappointing what people that we used to, maybe it was a lack of reporting, but we used to take pride in our politicians, and our movie stars were so regal, and they were so, you know, guys like Bogart and you know, and now there's so many grease fires, to be honest.
Yeah.
You just got to try, you know, I try to ignore a lot of it, you know. Of course I have my opinions like everyone else, but I have to ignore a lot of it and just you take care of your own corner. You know, that's what I always say. Yep. But
I like the keep your eyes on your own plate mentality.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, you're right. Yeah, I think we got away from that. I think when I was a kid, we couldn't do anything wrong in the neighborhood. You know, we had our little corner was eyes on us everywhere. If you did something wrong 3 blocks away, you got the crap beat out of you 3 times by the time you got home.
Yeah.
You know, I think we lose that now.
I find it kind of funny, like even in my neighborhood that I live right now, like there's video cameras on every single house, on every single person in the block.
Yeah.
And we don't even live in a bad area, but we have nosy neighbors, you know, per se, to say, hey, you know, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. This is what's going on. Oh, really? You were watching? Oh, yeah, I seen it through my cameras.
Yeah.
And now every day, like not to say even in my area, but in every area across the nation,
right?
No matter where you are, everybody's got a Blink or a Ring or you know, some sort of surveillance camera that's just taking pictures of everybody in the neighborhood. So there's a little bit of give and take.
Yeah, and
given with that, so
no one will go next door and say hi to their neighbor or reach across the fence to say hello. But if your dog takes a dump in the yard, you know, they're at your door an hour later. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think the days of the backyard, hey, let's get together. I don't see it much, to be honest. I don't. My brother lives up in Stauffer Heights, and it's a nice neighborhood. There's some younger people moving in. I'm on Searle Street. I have great neighbors here, but I don't think it's the norm. I don't think people talk to each other the way they used to.
Oh, no way. Do you know who does talk to people? Sparky, every once in a while.
Sparky's normally in the side. Now, Tony, you said that your place is so secure. Would you call it secure enough to keep a client list in? Just throwing it out there. If you hypothetically, if you had like a book, you know, with names,
I would, but there would be 1 minute missing somewhere.
You know, the only thing, honestly, I got to touch back on this real quick. The only thing I could possibly think that happened in the most innocent way is while Pam Bondi was saying, the client list is on my desk right now.
Yeah.
That somebody was like, really? And walked in there and fucking took it. And they're like, wow, she was not lying. Oh my God. And just walked right out. And then she gets in there and looks around her desk and says,
what if it was Monica Lewinsky that just took it?
Did anybody see a list? Did anybody see a piece of paper around here?
She got invited to the White House several times after her incidents.
Really?
And, oh yeah. I always wondered why. That always like came to be.
You know what? That feels like the old auto invite. She stayed on
the auto pen thing.
The auto pen invite, where there's invite all, and then she was just still stuck there, she's like, she looks at it immediately, and she's like, I'm not sucking everybody's dick. What the fuck? Just throws her phone down. There's no way.
Would it be an oval office circle jerk or an oval circus jerk?
There's probably a shape to describe it, Tony. An oval office orgy circle jerk. Yeah, something. Something to that degree. It's gonna count as. It's gonna be like that music. You've said it's the music of "Let's Get Physical." And yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And it's just helping.
With Bill playing the saxophone in the background.
Hey, it's the weirdest thing. The same time that she was accused of the crime that Bill Clinton was accused of the crime of a lying under oath or whatever, because there was no crime really. It was just two guys, one girl,
two people getting together.
Yeah.
Sharing thoughts.
That was the same time that Viagra was invented. So think about that for a second. Priorities in line. Sparky, flip that big board around. Let's see what's going on. Yeah. Hi, Greta. I have the list and want to tell you about myself. How dare you want to go for a boat ride?
Yeah. Tony, have you seen the latest on Greta Thunberg?
Tony's favorite word. I'm going to let you just say it, Tony. Your favorite word.
Flotilla.
Flotilla. On the flotilla of love.
In the latest on, of course, Greta Thunberg, she was on her way over to the Gaza Strip and then got stopped on her flotilla of Fortress of Solitude. It got it got abducted, and she was then deported back to her nation of origin.
Oh wow!
Wah, wah, wah.
Riveting.
Yeah. It was
You go there to stop war, and they're like, I'm sorry, no flotillas on the Gaza Strip.
The pictures for the media shoot didn't pass the eye test at all, right? So it was just her, and she still looks very childlike. Okay, I don't know if they gave her the Gary Coleman pills to look that way forever, but she still looks like 15 years old, 16, Tony, maybe, right? Somewhere in that range.
She's all disheveled, and
behind her are a bunch of like grown men, like, hey, what's going? It just didn't. I'm like, whoa, somebody get that little girl out of there, Yep. Why did she already?
It was like the picture of 5 dudes around her.
Yeah, and she's on the couch.
They're all going like this.
But there's a boat. Just did not pass the. She was.
By the way. I don't think that's hit the porn circuit yet. As far as somebody's idea is right there. That's $1 million idea for the flotilla of fun.
Now we're gonna change the subject up a little bit. Now everybody knows someone, and they might be somebody on here that might be affected by diabetes type 1. Tony Moranca, do you know anyone that is affected by diabetes type 1?
I know many people with diabetes type 2, me being one of them. Type 1, I know a few people, sure. Yep.
So did Mattel. They are now introducing Barbie as the first Barbie to ever have type 1 diabetes. This is trying to help kids with their small talk, while Ken tries to move himself forward on Barbie and say, hey, Barbie, you want to get a soda? And she says, oh, no, I would, but I have type 1 diabetes. So that way they can work on their small talk right
Only
there.
Diet Coke for her.
I love it. Barbie is expanding its commitment to inclusivity with the debut of its first ever doll with type 1 diabetes. Now, Tony, you deal with toys a lot. Have you ever had a child say, hey, Mr. Moranca, I have diabetes. Do you have a Barbie with diabetes? And you're just like, holy crap, that's weird.
We have not done that. The closest we got was Mrs. Potato Head.
Okay.
That was a big thing for one.
Wait,
Christmas.
Mrs. Potato Head had type 1 diabetes?
Yeah.
Right. Well,
that explains a lot.
Carbs,
she's very starchy.
She's very round.
Yep.
Many faces.
Yeah.
The doll was designed in partnership with Breakthrough T1D, a leading diabetes research and advocacy organization. So if you donated to T1D, and you wondered where your donation money was going. Guys, this is where
Go
it was
straight to
going
Mattel.
the whole time, right to Mattel to help Barbie raise awareness to diabetes type 1 for children that want to play with Barbies that specifically have diabetes type 1. The design features a continuous glucose monitor on her arm, secured with pink heart-shaped medical tape, along with an insulin pump at her waist. Tony Moranca, where are we in the line of society right now? What is going on?
That's a little bit crazy. I'm all for kids being educated on certain things, but yeah, I don't know how that benefits any child on Christmas morning.
Can't you just pretend Barbie had diabetes without
Right.
all the, all the
Right.
clip-on stuff?
Maybe skip the picnics. Yep. Yeah. I yeah, I guess a mom might want to buy that for a tool for a child, but I think for Christmas that would be a real downer.
Thumbs down from the Santa Squad.
I would say,
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Thumbs
I would
down on
say.
that toy. What about terminally ill Barbie? Just put her on the fucking stretcher out there and have the
Yeah.
kids play with that for
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Dead fish Barbie.
Morbidly obese Barbie, just my 1,000-pound life Barbie,
Yeah. Yeah.
just have the doctor come in with it. These kids, let the kids be a kid for a little bit of time.
Exactly.
Let them have some imagination to themselves. Yep. They're adding a lot of reality, and everyone is wondering, hey, why are kids so stressed? Why do they need all this anxiety medication?
Sure.
How do they have all this pressure on them? It's because they're being told to be an adult but not be an adult in the same sentence most of the time.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a tough call.
We keep it light. At the Santa Squad, we keep it light. We don't do we don't get too serious with that stuff.
Well, Sparky's got something on the big board there. Might explain a little bit about what we were just talking about, or it might not. Who knows? Sparky, flip that big board around for us there, brother.
Sorry, Barbie. Oh, no. Sorry, Barbie. I confused the insulin for a horse sedative. What do we do now?
Oh, kids and their imagination. she's out like a light. You're gonna need to buy the Pulp Fiction Barbie set to kind of bring her back to life.
That's the Epstein Island Barbie right there. By
maybe
the way.
CPR Barbie.
Yep. That is the Barbie. I swear I didn't suicide myself, Barbie. I
heard that they're gonna come out with a Cardi B Barbie soon.
What's that Barbie gonna do? Steal your wallet while you're passed out, drunk from her? I mean, I don't know what they do.
It's gonna come up with the stinky garbage Brazilian butt lift.
She's gonna do Stefan Diggs pink Coke. It comes with a bag of Stefan Diggs pink Coke.
That's great.
Almighty.
There's been a lot back and forth between Stefan Diggs and Cardi B right now. And it's been freaking hilarious because she came out and said that he has a small wiener. And the way that he came out was that he said that her booty hole smells. And when she got her Brazilian butt lift, it smelled like sewer trash.
I'm glad I'm a baseball fan.
Who's your baseball team, Tony?
So I was a Yankees fan until 1984, solely the Yankees. In 84, I'm aging myself now. My two favorite Yankees were Greg Nettles and Goose Gossage. Both went to the West Coast to the Padres, and I've had a split alliance since. I get teased
That's
about
Mattingly era as well, right?
A little before, yeah, right. He was just starting, but I actually fell in love with Tony Gwynn. He was my guy for the longest time, and
most accurate hitter of all time, man.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to get to meet him and talk to him once. Sadly passed away early, but I get teased about it. I said, guys, I'm not 12 years old where I'm scribbling. I love the Yankees or the Padres or making up a lineup. I said, I'm 55. I could have two favorite teams. I love the sport. I love baseball. My nephew is 15 and started varsity as a freshman. So I'm glad. The one thing I was hoping, other than being healthy, was that he would love baseball. And I love the sport. But Yankees Padres World Series is always the most fun for me.
Now, have you, being a lifelong, fan of course of sports, have you seen the decline, not necessarily of the way that sports is being run and televised, and of course, like people not going to the regular stadiums anymore just because of the outcry of money that just freaking pours right into it.
So I try to get to a few
$300 for a
games.
game ticket.
I try to get to a few games every year. I haven't any team that's decently competitive is still drawing fans.
Yeah.
On the field, I've seen a little bit of so I think defensively, baseball is being played at a higher level than ever. But we used to have guys like Tony Gwynn and Wade Boggs and Rod Carew. We don't have 330 hitters anymore. We've got the guy hits 275. It seems to be like a really good season. We have the launch angle. I don't mind
of course, Shohei Ohtani.
Amazing. Amazing. I don't mind the pitch clock. I don't mind some of the changes. I think maybe
I love the pitch clock. I love the pitch
Yeah.
clock. It makes me say, "Come on, fucking throw the ball already!" You know, like get the game moving.
I think
If
maybe there's maybe a few extra teams that shouldn't make the playoffs that do. I think the format's a little crazy there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But defensively, I'll talk to my nephew every couple of days and say, "Did you see that play? Did you see what Pete Crow Armstrong did or Tatis?" And I like that. I like that side of it. But to have and I've been in the same fantasy baseball league for 34 years, believe it or not.
Oh my
So,
God, it's like
tells
having
you
a
what
second job.
Yeah, right.
It's
My
like a
first,
child.
I think my first ever pick, I think, was like Dennis Eckersley or something when he was the closer with Oakland.
Wow.
Hey, he was a good pick. That's
So that's how far back we're going. And I've just seen the decline from a 330 hitter down to a 230 hitter in the last 25 years. And I wish there was more, not small ball, but base to base rather than a walk and then a home run. And I like to see batting averages up around 280, 290.
My number one pick for my first baseball fantasy was Jose Canseco.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was a winner.
Yeah, that's going back mid 90s, right?
Yeah.
Late 80s, mid 90s, yeah.
Mid-90s, yeah.
Had a little help.
Sparky, what do you got on the board right there, buddy?
This is what a butt fumble. Oh, the humanity. What is going on there, Sparky? I guess that is her new butt implant right there. I don't understand women doing the butt implants. Just wait. Your butt's going to get really big. It's gonna happen, and you're gonna wish it wasn't that big. It's just a thing that happens.
I guess that's a huge thing. I guess for the Brazilian butt lift is that your butt like smells. No matter where you get it, you're injecting your butt full of fat cells. So
it's like Frank Barone said on Everybody Loves Raymond. He said Marie did it the old-fashioned way, pound cake. So yeah, you're right. You wait long enough, it's going to happen regardless.
Yeah, she did pounds of coke. Let's get into one last story before we need to go.
Yeah.
I think a great topic to finish us out is that in the news there was a 29-year-old Jessica Arruya, and she was arrested for accidentally being paid $414,000 from her job, and she spent over $200,000 on luxury shopping and wire transfers to her family. Now, she spent $100,000 to buy a friend of her mother's a brand new food truck as well to get their food truck started off. And Arruya thought that the money was a gift from God. A gift from God, Kevin.
All right. So just to throw in a couple more details there, she is a horse clinic receptionist. A horse clinic receptionist. She was $400,000.
That's okay. Say it one more time. Horse clinic.
She's a horse clinic receptionist. Now this is why some people get direct deposit. That way you get a happy surprise, and you're like, "Whoa, all right."
Shit, it's their fault. Their fault.
Wellington, yeah. She was spending more than half of it on shopping and transfers to her family. But what she didn't do was spending it on get the fuck out of the country. Holy shit. Run like hell. What are you doing? Go. Don't go back to work. God damn it. Change your face. Do
something.
Change your identity. Just get going. Yeah. Jessica. Well, I love that name, right?
Yes.
Holy
Jessica.
shit. Jessica. whose annual salary was $60,000, was overpaid from February 2022 to January 2023, according to Palm Beach Sheriff's Office report obtained by the Daily Mail. While she allegedly admitted she knew she was being overpaid, she said she thought the extra cash was a bonus for her work as a receptionist, according to the police report. She said she heard rumors before that the previous receptionist had received one for saving the practice money on supplies. The Palm Beach Ethnic Clinics spotted the mistake in early 2023 and alerted the company's payroll provider, Harbor America. So if anyone out there is thinking about grabbing up Harbor America for your payroll, you'd be out of your fucking mind right about now.
Yeah.
Yeska was arrested on June 27th. She allegedly did not report the overpayment to the clinic, instead spending the money at stores like Coach, Michael Kors, furniture stores, restaurants, according to reports. Allegedly, she spent the money. It added that thousands of dollars were sent through Zelle to a person nicknamed Mama Dukes, while $80,000 was used to buy a food truck for her friend's mother. Yeska said that she also sent money to people in Argentina, where she is originally from, to build a house for Hitler, who still lives there. I mean, oh, no, I'm sorry. That was just a...
yeah, no, that was right. That was correct.
That was right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, somebody's got to get the guy a house. He's hurting, right?
Yeah.
The veterinarian on the
he needed
annual
art
salary...
supplies, by the way. He needed art supplies.
The veterinarian on the annual art supplies. The veterinarian on the annual salary of $450,000 did not monitor her checking account and deposits for the past year, according to police. She only realized that she had not been paid when her credit cards declined. Holy shit.
Oh,
when the veterinarian confronted her, Yeska broke down crying, admitting the criminal action, according to the police report. Then she issued a cashier's check for $200,000 of the estimated $414,000 she pocketed, but she claimed she could not return the rest of the money because her mother had already spent $100,000. The family trip down to Argentina to visit Hitler and other Civil War decorated veterans and shit. You know, I don't know. Yeah, she's being charged with grand theft, money laundering. Tony, play Judge Judy for a second. We're going to flip around Sparky's big board. Opinions all around. Should she be charged? Should she not? Sparky, flip that big board around, please. You are not going to give me extra to do what the fuck, Sparky? You are going to give me extra. Oh, wait, there you go. Move it more. To do
what? What the what?
Oh my God.
Hashtag not on OnlyFans.
So Sparky's opinion is that she probably did stuff with the horses to make up for it.
Yeah. A lot of shake waiting with the horses on OnlyFans.
We're not going to call the police, but the horse over there needs to be relieved. Why don't you answer his phone?
We need a specimen.
Oh, Tony, I think that she, although totally stole the money, has potential to pay it back through ownership of the food truck. So allow her to pay it back. You don't just throw somebody in jail that has ill-willed intention. She did not openly steal it. She didn't.
Yeah, but the food truck is owned by a friend of her mother's.
Well, now you own it.
Not necessarily her mom's.
All right. Well, now you own it. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Let's go to be like, hey, they're gonna throw me in jail if I don't get some of that food truck money. What are you gonna do?
I need some of that profit from the food. And probably, I'm just going to assume tacos.
I'm going to assume that the tacos are made out of horse meat.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there. You know, fucking circle of life right there.
Perfect.
They should give her an opportunity to pay it back. I agree. Sometimes people will amaze you with those GoFundMes. You know what I mean? They'll feel sorry for her, realize she tried to do some good things with it, and maybe they'll pony up. Give her a shot. I don't think she needs to be in a place with violent offenders.
This just in, the name of the food truck is called Sizzling Stallions, by the way.
The comments on here are pretty great. Kiki Van Winkle has commented. She says, it's called answered prayers, gift from God. Go and arrest the person who sent it to her. If they didn't, she wouldn't have have it to spend. I'll be in the Caribbean somewhere drinking rum punch and counting my money. Now, Kiki Van Winkle has had 173 replies to that bullshit of 2.1 thousand reactions to it. What happened to common senses, Andrea Stone? I don't know, Andrea. You're fucking... What would you do if money just fell in your lap? I mean, what happened to the dictionary, flashcards, and phonics is the bigger question. Okay, you're also wondering where those things are? Go on Amazon, type them in, figure it out. Fucking idiots, man. Roy Egan, how about honesty? Get fucked, Andrea Stone. You know, I'm not liking Andrea Stone right now. She's a little bit too much on this. First, you need a little bit of time to spend that money. That way that she was being overpaid. So if I get that in my paycheck, I'm waiting a week. I'm waiting a second week. If I'm waiting 2 to 3 months, right? Then I'm like, oh, okay, well, they must have.
Money's in there. Yeah.
They should have known. They should have known something was wrong when they saw her too happy to be at work answering phones. Right? You know, she's fucking. Like, damn, Maria over there sure is chipper to be paid fucking $10 an hour to answer those phones. Oh, well.
How big does the clinic have to be to not miss $250,000 also?
Oh, that's a big one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
know.
Kimberly Lopez says, man, I remember I got paid a big check, but I had been there only a month and thought, that's how they did tips. Next month, they call me in talking about, you're fired. Like,
Kevin, you know where all my money is going in?
Where is all your money going in, Tony?
To the Santa Squad. Santa Squad, definitely.
Absolutely. You know, take it, and then don't give it. Especially if you're paid too much, and then you give it to the Santa Squad, they're gonna be able to hold it for you. You know,
that's right.
It's not as good as it's better than a food truck investment because you're investing.
We don't have your money any longer, but we've got 5,000 Slinkies if you're interested.
That's true.
1,000 Slinkies. It's just a spring that they've messed up, right?
Yep.
I don't think they're supposed to look like this, boss. They're like, they're toys now.
Actually, the Slinky came to be because they brought they broke the coils off of old cars and they had the spring left over, and they were playing around with the spring. And because it had lost its elasticity, it actually kind of played around with it, and it was enjoyable for kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right.
Tony, Tony Moranca, what is your favorite toy that you had growing up?
Oh, I mean, Slinky's way up there, to be honest with you. I had our main house was on a second level, so to get that Slinky and like bounce it to the ground and up about 12 feet was awesome. Plus, I was grounded most of my childhood, so I was confined to the porch. I really enjoyed when I was probably 11 or 12, the handheld football Mattel Electronics games came out.
Nice.
And I, again, dating myself, they were great. Back in the day, my brother and I would get into brutal bloodbaths over Atari 2600 also. We had some serious Ganip battles. So we just had the basic stuff, Super Toe, Digital Derby, all that kind of fun stuff. Slime was always fun. Even today, you would be shocked at all the kids who look for slime. I remember why I put 2 containers of slime in my hair once and had to get a crew cut because there was no way to save anything. I was marched down the street with like crusted slime all over my head. So yeah, but it's crazy. Some of the toys that are still popular, Light Bright, Operation is still nuts. Kids love Operation.
I wanted Operation. My dad said that our healthcare wasn't good enough for it, but I'm pretty sure he was a little drunk, It's just, can't do it.
Well, let's wrap up this show, Kevin.
We'll wrap it away. We're at 53 right now, so that's okay.
Yeah, we're okay. We're okay. We don't have to shoot for an hour. We don't have to.
We don't have to shoot anybody, Tony.
We don't have to shoot anybody.
Well, we Tony, like we'd like to have you guys down to our gym, or maybe even come up and play in our touch football game. Come up. If you want to donate toys, we have a toy for a buy-in to the game. We have some local restaurants donate food to us. It's really in a time where you see so many people being cold and callous. It's a really heartwarming thing, to be
That's
honest.
awesome.
You know, you'll see people even on Facebook, just poo-poo everything. You'll go to the Pittston community page and it's crazy. Everything can be made into a negative, you know? So, it's good to see some of these things that are solely positive. And it's kind of restores your faith in humanity, our area. Still lots of good people where we live.
Humanity is lost. They're all
Lost,
done.
of course, though we
Come,
humbly
aliens, come.
humbly accept the invitation for the Podguyz to come down and play some football for the Santa squad. Tony will be the quarterback, maybe kicker. I don't know what Tony's position is. What are you thinking, Tony?
Something.
Tough read,
Maybe
right there.
lineman. I don't know.
Sparky can do some stuff too, but you know, we'll definitely come down though, man. It's definitely for one of the best causes year round. You can't put a price on happiness of a child at the pinnacle point of their of the year. Yeah.
For a couple weeks,
people are going to get in touch with it, Tony. How would they do it, and how would they donate as well?
Like I mentioned earlier, the best thing would be right now our Amazon wish list. They can wait until the middle of October when they'll see notices on our Facebook page saying we now have children's list to be adopted. They can reach out. They can message us on Facebook, send a direct message through Facebook. Like that, they could just throw a note under one of our posts. Hey, I'd like to adopt a kid.
Now, what would they look for? What page would they go to?
It's the Greater Pittston Santa Squad on Facebook.
There we go.
Yeah, so there's several different ways. We have a Venmo if people are like, oh, I don't feel like it's 20 degrees below zero, but I want to help. We'll take donations. We probably cycle through about $25,000 every year buying toys. Nice. Yeah, so several ways. Yep, there's always a way to help.
Of course, we'll be posting on our page, not only for Christmas in July, but throughout the year, of course. You know, we'd be happy to post it on our page in order to get donations and
sure. Yeah,
I'll keep you guys.
I'll keep you guys in the loop, and anything I have, I can forward over. And yeah, that'd be great. We're always looking for even volunteers. Probably sometime around the month from now, we'll have a new volunteer meeting. We usually meet at Tony's Pizza, and we'll give our spiel, say the reasons why we think you should volunteer. And usually, out of those meetings, we'll get 3, 4, 5 people who really care, and they'll want to volunteer with us. And that's important during the Christmas season. Again, every toy needs to be scanned for the IRS. After that, you're talking about filling these bags and getting them out onto the floor in numerical order. Or maybe, hey, we have a bunch of toys coming in. Can you help us unload the trucks with the toys? So it's a lot of moving parts. Those 6 weeks are, lack of a better term, are hellish for us. But keep the eye on the prize, you know, with what we're trying to do. So if you don't have a dime to your name, you know, to extra to spend, you can always just come by and give us some muscle. We'll take that.
Awesome. All right, guys. That's the amount of time that we have for today. Make sure you tune in every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. Sparky, where can you happen to find us if you were looking for us to take you off of mute?
Oh my God, he's trying to talk.
The things of the things.
Oh boy.
The people. There we go, Sparky. Go ahead.
You can find us on every single major streaming platform, including iHeart, Spotify, Deezer, Castbox, Pocket Cast, GeoReo, Facebook Live Video, YouTube, Google Video, and soon to come, you're going to find us on Roku TV.
Roku TV Podguyz are coming to the Roku TV.
We're working it.
Working it. Yeah.
Nice.
Guys, make sure you tune in every Monday, 10:15 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Tony Kaz.
Kevin Neary.
Of course, the ever-loving Picasso.
Le Sparky.
Guys, we're the Podguyz Podcast. We will catch you next week with another great guest. We'll catch you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Have a great night.
It's been a blast. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Yep. See you.